Alright, what up, y'all? It's Metaphor, back for more. To keep the raw, representing everyone's you and I verse. We're going to do a video on the moon in Leo, right? And the moon being in Leo is when shit hit the fan. Long story short. But nah, the moon in Leo is a fixed fire. So the fixed fire being consistent or stubborn on one's own vision, one's own feeling, one's own way of burning through reality. So with the moon being in Leo, it's going to attract circumstances to either have pride in the circumstance or actually say, okay, I realize that the world doesn't revolve around me and this is the emotion I'm receiving right now, you accept that. Boom. The moon being in Leo is much different from the sun being in Leo, and also different from the rising in Leo. These are completely different aspects. So you got to look at not alone just the sign, you have to look at the actual planet as well. So when you look at the actual planet, then you have to look at the planet in junction or in conjuncting or opposite or square or sextile. You have to look at which alignment is occurring between which planet and which sign is actually occurring between the two. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole other thing. But when we look at the moon in Leo, this is going to also be playing out through your sun sign. So this is why I say the moon being in Leo is much different from the sun being in Leo. So you're going to feel like you're on the stage at all times. You're going to feel like you're the one creating the vision, and everyone's vision is fixed on your emotions. So the way that you feel is the most important thing. So whenever we also look at this in the natal chart, then we're going to say that an individual attracts this fixed fire, being consistent or stubborn upon one's own vision, so one's own emotion. So it's alike to a water moon. So the fire moon kind of like takes everything a little bit more personal than another sign. Maybe like an air earth sign won't exactly like take things as personal or feel so strongly about things. They'll kind of make a practicality about it and leave it at that. A fire moon is more apt to feel a certain type of way whenever they've been receiving a certain energy. So what I was explaining how the moon is different from the sun as well is the moon is like the center point. So the sun just plays out what the moon is feeling. So if you have like the moon in Leo and maybe a sun in Aries, then your moon in Leo would be a fixed fire. So you have a fixed vision upon your way of feeling. And this way of feeling like you're on the stage, you're always going to be opposite to how other people are on the stage. You're always going to be initiating, creating a new way, an individual way to be feeling like you're on the stage, a new way to express your feeling of being the center point. You see what I'm saying? So the moon here would be ruled by the sun. So it's an interesting alignment. So these the sun and moon are like very powerful alignments. So they're very close to us. So we look at it as if you have a sun or moon in Leo or Cancer, it's a very powerful alignment. So it's like to say that it's with the fire being in a moon, it's generally not generally, but the moon being in Cancer is where it's home. If you have that in Leo, then it's going to be like you think about that watery emotion, the way you should just feel an emotion. You're going to be more expressive about it, being consistent or stubborn upon your way of feeling that, okay, this is either I reject this emotion because it's not what I should be receiving, or you give all of your praise, all of your appreciation to this individual, and you want them to feel as royal as you do. So that's in the natal chart. If we look at it in the transiting sky, like I said, this is when shit hits the fan. So you're going to see all your accumulations either be on the stage to say, okay, you've received this emotion. Do you actually feel that you're worthy of this? Is this royal emotion? It's like all the fixed signs are royalty. So we look at it like are you being treated to the utmost and what you deserve, and what you've actually negotiated as well as created what you've deserved, and now you actually have these two things aligned, and your goals and things like that, you're achieving them. You could say, okay, I have everything aligned and everything's working out perfect. My stage is beautiful. Or it could be on the opposite side of energy, or like you just kind of shy away from the stage, or you're like a coward, so to speak. Like you don't have that lion roar. Whenever the shit hit the fan, you're like, man, I'm just not royalty today. I feel like, this, that, and the third. Get taken into many realms of reality in the kingdom analogy. But we don't really live in it. We live in something alike to a kingdom thing because, it's a whole other thing. We're going to get into that in a different video. But yeah, the moon in Leo in the natal chart, in the transiting sky, like I say, is when shit hit the fan. So we're going to have this consistent or stubborn emotion upon our vision. So we're going to have this certain vision. And once you create this vision, it's going to be created whenever the moon is in Aries. We look at the transiting sky. So like the moon's gonna initiate and create this vision, and then we're gonna ground it in Taurus. Have this fixed, practical way of going about what we just initiated. And then we're gonna be mutable about it, talk to other people about it, and when the moon goes in Gemini, and relate it, like ruled by Mercury. And the moon goes in Cancer, and it's at home there. So like, okay, is that your most manifestation space? Whatever feeling you create here, that's whenever like the shit hits the fan. Like it's like to say, then you have the moon in Leo. Whenever that emotion, boom, it actually comes to reality to show like, okay, this is your vision. This is what you're putting on the stage. So that's why the moon in Leo is like that. So yeah, much love, and holla back at me for some more future videos. And you could check the description for some just facts about my channel, and also a little description about the videos I do, and also you can check out my email and things like that, and then you can tap in different ways. So yeah, holla back at me. Peace out.